Hey everybody, it's Paige and welcome to Vlogmas day 24. Merry Christmas Eve if you guys celebrate Christmas. Today is actually the 23rd, but I'm posting this on the 24th. I filmed, edited, and uploaded my face palette declutter already today. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I will have it linked down below in the description box. But I believe this is our last category of declutters. Isn't that crazy, guys? I'll still probably continue to declutter as I pack, and I'm gonna vlog that process. I'm about to have to start really packing up this room because it's kind of a complete mess right now. But anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So this entire Alex 9 drawer unit is full of eyeshadow palettes, like literally every single one of these drawers. I did an eyeshadow palette declutter maybe like 6 months ago, and I did kind of go through and get rid of quite a few palettes then, but I need to pare down this collection as much as I can. So we're going to be going through these palettes again today. So we're going to start off with this first drawer. This drawer and this drawer are full of Morphe palettes. I love Morphe so much. I have a discount code with Morphe. You guys can use code PAIGE for 10% off, but I think I have too many Morphe palettes. So it's time to go through them. First up, we have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. This is one that I will of course be keeping. I love this palette so much. It is fantastic. I also will be keeping all of my other Jaclyn Hill palettes. I have the Vault collection here, and then I also have the original Jaclyn Hill palette, and I actually have two of these because this is like my OG one, the one that I like first bought several years ago, and then they kind of like redid the packaging a little bit and updated it, so I purchased a newer one. So it looks the same, but it's just like basically a newer version of the palette, but I will be keeping all of those. Next, we have one of my newest palettes from Morphe. This is the 350 Supernatural Glow. This is basically the new and improved version of the 350 palette from Morphe. I just recently purchased this, so I will be keeping that one. And then we have one more Jaclyn Hill palette in here. This is the Divine Neutrals palette. I love this palette. It's fantastic. I definitely will be keeping this one as well. Okay, now it's time to declutter some palettes. So first up, we have the 10G Glisten Up palette. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to keep this, but I haven't used it yet, and I have a ton of colorful eyeshadow palettes, so we are actually going to go ahead and declutter this one. I also have a few palettes here that we need to go through. So we have the 24A Artist Pass palette. This is, again, absolutely stunning. I love this palette, but I don't think that this is available anymore, and I just have so many eyeshadow palettes that I think it's time to let that one go. Next, I have this palette here. This is a rainbow palette from Morphe. Once again, I just have too many eyeshadow palettes. This palette is great. I really like this shadow here, but I just have too many, so that one is gonna have to go. I have my original 350 palette. This is something that I'm going to be keeping, but this is more of like a memory sake. I don't really want to use that palette anymore because, like I said, I bought the like new and improved version of it, but I am gonna keep that just for like memories. We've got the Morphe and Manny MUA palette. This is a really nice palette, and I do like keeping some of the collaborations that Morphe has, so I think I'm gonna keep that one. Next, we have Maddie Ziegler. This palette is so cute. I really like the packaging. And this is a really nice palette as well. This is a little bit more of a new collaboration. Same with the Disney palette. This is a really nice, colorful palette. I really enjoyed that collection. What else do we have? I have the Nikita Dragon palette. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along just because, you know, like I said, I have too many palettes. Nothing against any of these palettes that I'm decluttering. We have the Icy Fantasy palette. This one is beautiful, and I really like all of the pastels in it. Like, I'm a big fan. I have the 35XO palette. This is 10 out of 10. Amazing. Definitely keeping that one. And then we have the Desert Bouquet palette, which again is just so freaking beautiful. Back here we have the 35G Bronze Gold palette. This is a very old palette. I loved it though. There's so many pretty shimmers in here, but since it is pretty old, I am going to go ahead and declutter this because it's definitely not still available. And then we have the 3503. I have the 3502 somewhere. This is like a super bright, very orangey palette, and I kind of want to keep this, but I'm not too sure. I also think this palette might be discontinued, so I think I'll declutter this one. So we've got the 3503. We've got the Disney palette, the 35 Deserts, and 35XO. We're gonna keep Manny MUA, as well as Maddie Ziegler. Jaclyn Hill is gonna go here. Then we have the Jaclyn Hill palettes, which I will put here along with the Vaults collection, and then the new 35O palette. I'm gonna set aside the old 35O and put it with some like memory makeup, because I have some like older makeup products that that have meaning to me that I want to hold on to. So that's one of those products. So from this drawer, we decluttered 6 palettes. So not too bad, not the best. We probably need to do a little bit better. So let's continue on to the second Morphe drawer. Alright, so in this drawer we just have basically more palettes. So let's see. We have the miniature James Charles palette. I used this palette a ton. I think I might still have the full size, but I definitely don't need both of them. So I'll find my full size and decide which one that I'm gonna declutter / keep. Here we have a few palettes. We have the 15T, which looks like this. Then we have this one. Oh, this one is beautiful. This is the 15D. I'm gonna keep the 15D, probably declutter the 15T. Next we have the 15S, which is very pretty, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one as well. And then this one is the 15B, which, 100% I am keeping that. Next, we have some of these 9-pan palettes. So we have this really pretty purple, blue, and green one. And then I have this one, which is really pretty as well. We've got some like neutral tones and some green tones. I'm gonna set these aside as maybes. Here we've got the 18A, which is very blue. I think I can declutter that one. And then we've got this one. Oh, this is so pretty. I love all of the neutral colors in here. This is the 18T, so I think I'm gonna keep that one. Here we have Morphe X Kathleen Lights. This was one of my first Morphe palettes. This is gonna go with the 35O in the like memory pile. Then we've got, I think this is the 3502 palette. Oh, this again is gonna move out of here because that's pretty old and I definitely don't use it anymore. Next, I have the 35C palette. This is absolutely stunning and I definitely love these colors, so I think we'll hold on to that one. And then we have a bunch of these large palettes here. So this first one is the 39S. This one, oh, whoops. This one is gonna stay. I love the purples. Next, we have the 39A. This one is pretty old. I feel like I could get rid of this one, so we're gonna declutter that one. Then we have the 39L. This is a holiday palette from last year. It's really nice, but I just have so many palettes, so I think this one is gonna go as well. And then I have my full-sized James Charles palette, which honestly I don't even use this palette. So I think I'll just get rid of the mini and the full size, honestly. So we're keeping the purple one. We've got the Everyday Chic. I never know how you say that. All right, so we actually made a ton of progress in this drawer. I decluttered these 5 palettes first, those 5. Plus, the Kathleen Lights is moving out, the 3502 is moving out, and the 2 James Charles palettes. So that's another 4 palettes that we took out of this drawer. So the 2 Morphe drawers are done. I feel like, honestly, like I might be able to condense these. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so it's definitely packed full, but I was able to condense the 2 drawers into one. So now I only have 1 Morphe palette drawer. I'm pretty happy with that. Next, we've got Colourpop, and I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. We're just gonna skip over this drawer because I don't think there's gonna be anything from here that I'm ready to declutter. I love Colourpop palettes, so I think everything in here is going to stay. So we're just gonna close that up and then move on to this drawer, which, oof, again, this is like Natasha Denona Huda Beauty area, so we'll take a peek, but I don't know how much I'll get rid of. I'm just trying to set up realistic expectations for you guys. So I have all of my Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes / the 9-pan palettes. I'm going to be keeping all of these. I love Huda Beauty's palettes, and I'm keeping them. They make me happy. I do have this palette here from Laura Mercier. This is a holiday palette from last year. Although it's so beautiful, I definitely don't need it, so I'm going to declutter that. And then I have these glitters from Nabla. These are so pretty, but again, if I use a glitter, it's probably going to be with Love Cosmetics, so I'm going to declutter that one as well. Back here, I have a little Dominique Cosmetics palette, which I am going to keep because that is so cute. I have this Fenty Duo, which I think I'm ready to declutter. I've had this for so long, I'm like, oh, I'll use it as eyeshadow, but literally I have never ever touched this, not even once. So that's going to be decluttered. And then I have this Charlotte Tilbury Quad. This is the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops, and I will be keeping that one. I think the rest of these are Natasha Denona. We're actually missing some palettes in here, so I'm gonna kind of put back what is missing. All of my Natasha Denona is gonna stay. All of my Huda Beauty is gonna stay. I have like my Rose Quartz, Mercury Retrograde, Naughty Nude, and the new nude palette down here. This one though, from Artist Couture, we're gonna take a look at. I have some mini palettes that I'm gonna slide in here. These are from Natasha Denona. So the last palette in this drawer is the Ethereal Bloom palette from Artist Couture, and this is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. Ooh, I was getting ready to get rid of it, but now that I'm looking at it, the colors are so pretty. But I don't need this. I don't need this. I know somebody that would absolutely love this palette, so I'm gonna pass this one along to them. So it's gonna be leaving my collection. So although, you know, we didn't get rid of too much from this drawer, I am decluttering 4 palettes from here, so I'm happy with that. Everything in here brings me so much happiness. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palette drawers, so that one is good. Next, we've got my like drugstore / more affordable eyeshadow palettes, so let's go ahead and take a look at these. Alright, so here is the next drawer. This is my more like affordable palette / drugstore palettes. There's definitely quite a few in here that I just don't use, like this Pixie palette. I love Pixie products, but like I said, glitters I pretty much only use with Love Cosmetics, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this palette. I also have these ones from Pixie. I've had these for so long and I haven't used them, like either of them. So maybe I will keep one. Let's keep literally just one. We'll keep this one because I feel like the color scheme is a little bit more fun. I really like this green color here. So we will keep one and we will declutter this one. Next, we have this little palette here from Revolution. This is absolutely stunning. I will be keeping that. I have this from Physicians Formula, and I bought this from TJ Maxx. It was like $8. This is a Physicians Formula and Casey Holmes collection, and it's pretty and all, but like, look at how big this packaging is. This is half of the drawer. So this is, I'm sorry, it's just gonna have to go. I love Physicians Formula, but it just takes up too much space. Next, I have this palette here from Koki. This is a really pretty palette, but once again, I think I just have too many palettes, so I think it's time to let this one go. So that one's gonna be decluttered. Next, we have this one from Bedoya Beauty. I bought all this stuff from Walmart. Like I bought like a lipstick, a highlighter, an eyeshadow palette, and I'm getting rid of everything. I feel like the packaging really drew me in, but then the quality of the products just wasn't there for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one as well. Next, I have some Revlon palettes here. I really want to keep these. I think I used this one, which is the Big Bang, and I liked it. It wasn't really what I expected, so but I still liked it. Like, I want to keep it, so I think I'm gonna keep all 4 of these because I want to try some of the other ones out. We have a little Quint here from e.l.f. I think this was a free gift with purchase. These colors I have a million times over, so I'm gonna declutter that. This is a palette from Pixi that's really pretty. It's very cool toned, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I have this Natural Beauty palette. I think I want to keep that. I'm gonna set these other ones here that I'm keeping. I have this from Revlon. This reminds me of like old school makeup. Look at how like little those shadows are. I'm kind of interested. I have some Believe Beauty palettes, which these are kind of getting old. They're a few years old now, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these, but the quality of them is really nice. I felt like I remember the mattes being a little bit difficult to blend, but the shimmers being fantastic. So maybe I'll repurchase a couple of those, but for now, those are going to be decluttered. I have some Profusion palettes, which I don't really see myself getting rid of any of these. I have Mauves, which is my favorite. I love that. Or Fuchsia is my favorite. I love pink. And then we have Citrine, which is a really interesting color scheme. It's like interesting yellows and oranges, so we'll keep those. I also have this Love You So Brunch palette from Profusion. Look at how cute that is. Like, I have to keep that. This is pretty old. This is the Mirage palette. This is a really nice palette from Profusion, but I think it's time to let it go because, like I said, it is getting a little bit on the older side. I have this Wet n Wild Color Icon palette in Heart and Soul. I really hope they still sell this because I'm gonna keep it because I haven't ever used it and I really want to try it out. I have the e.l.f. and Chipotle palette. I don't even have to explain myself. I haven't even used this, but I love Chipotle. The hot salsa is my favorite. Literally, hot salsa from Chipotle is the best. So that's gonna stay. I have 2 Makeup Revolution palettes. I have this one and this one. I think I like this one better. Let me take a look at the shadows. Yeah, I think I'll keep this one because it is nice to have like different eyeshadows from different brands on hand, but I will declutter this one just because the shadows are pretty similar in tone, and I don't need both. And then I have these 2 e.l.f. palettes, which I think these are both kind of old. I'm pretty sure this one is at least a year old. This one might be newer, so maybe I'll keep this one and I will declutter this one. All right, so here is the after of this drawer. I feel like I did pretty good. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 palettes I decluttered from this drawer. Wow, that's a lot. That's pretty good if you ask me. Next, we have Glam Light. This is gonna be another one of those drawers where I think we're just gonna skip over it because I love Glam Light and I'm not gonna get rid of any of my Glam Light eyeshadows. This one we can take a peek at. This has some of my like influencer brands and things like that. All right, so this is a drawer that has a lot of my like influencer brands and collaborations and things like that. So I have some Laura Lee Los Angeles stuff in here. I kind of collect certain brands, if you couldn't tell, like Colourpop, Glam Light. And I love Laura Lee Los Angeles, so I have like the Cat's Pajamas palette, which I will never be getting rid of. I have all of her mini palettes, which again, I think I'm gonna keep. I know. This is the Coral Blossom palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I recently purchased this and I did a review on it and I think it's fantastic. The Berries and Cream palette, I think it's time, guys. guys. I think it's time I declutter this. I've had this for so long and I just never use it. So I'm gonna declutter that one. I have a With Love Cosmetics palette here. This one is no longer available, but look at this palette, you guys. Like, hello? How can I not keep that? So that's gonna stay. I have a couple of Alamar Cosmetics palettes. Again, this is absolutely stunning. I love both of these palettes. I think they're so pretty. So I'm gonna keep both of those. And then we've got some Lunar Beauty here. Oh, I forgot about this Alamar Cosmetics. This one's my favorite actually. The Spanglish palette. Look at that. 10 out of 10. And then I've got Lunar Beauty. I have the Greek Goddess and the Moonspell. Both of those are gonna stay. So this one is the Heaps of Sweets palette from XO Beauty. This is Shan XO's brand. Oh my goodness, I just threw it on the ground. So here is what this one looks like. It's really pretty and I'm going to be keeping it. And then I also have the Pure and Raw Beauty Christie palette. This is the one that has like the colorful side and the neutral side. Love Raw Beauty Christie. Again, I'm gonna be keeping that. Then we've got my Norvina palettes back here. We've got my Tati Beauty palette, and we have this one, which is a Nikki Tutorials collab. So again, I'm gonna be keeping all of these. They're all fantastic, and they all make me happy, so those are gonna stay. All right, in this drawer, I have some like random things, I think. So I have a few Ofra palettes. This is the Life's a Draft palette. This is in collaboration with Samantha March. I love this palette. I think it's great. I'm going to keep that. I have this one, which is really pretty. Very pink and purpley, but again, I know somebody that would literally love this so much, so I think I'm going to give this to them, and I know they're going to get so much more use out of it than me, so that one's going to be decluttered. I have this Ofra palette, which is the Glitch palette, I want to say, and I've had this for a while, so I think I can let this one go. Why is that so big? The mirror, wow. Okay. Anyway, we've got this one here, which is the Tartelette in Bloom palette or something like that. This is absolutely stunning. I definitely need to keep that. I have a few Ofra palettes here. We've got this one. Oh yes, this actually kind of reminds me of the Natasha Denona palette that I just did a video on. The new Mini Biba palette. It's kind of reminiscent of that. So this is the Signature palette in Sweet Dreams. Then we have this one, which is absolutely stunning. Then we have this one, which is really pretty. This is the Radiant Eyes. I think I'm gonna declutter that one, and then I'll keep this one. So I'll keep 3 and I'll let 1 go. I know that's not fantastic, but it's better than nothing. I have this palette from Buxom. This is the Tiki Bar palette. I just don't really think I'm gonna use this, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. Then I have the Smoke Sessions palette from Melt Cosmetics. I really like this palette. I don't use it a whole lot, but I do want to keep it. I have my Urban Decay palettes here, which these are all gonna stay. Same with this one. I have a couple of KVD palettes. This is the Lolita palette. This is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I also have this one, which is the like eco-friendly packaging one. Absolutely stunning. I love that. I have a few palettes from Game Beauty. This is the Adventure palette. Look at how cute and fun this is. I absolutely love that. And then we have the Fantasy palette, which again is so cute. If you know someone that loves makeup and games, like definitely get them these palettes. They're adorable. I have some Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, which I think these are all just gonna stay. This Nabla one I bought not too long ago. It was definitely several months ago, but it's still pretty new, so I'm gonna keep that. I have my Pat McGrath palettes here, which I'm gonna keep, and then I have this Violet Voss palette, which I'm going to declutter. It's so pretty. I love the colors, but I have a lot of colorful eyeshadows and I need to get rid of some. So we got rid of a few from this drawer, not a ton, but I really feel like I have my eyeshadow palette collection curated to what really makes me happy, which is what I want. So this drawer is done. Now we literally only have one drawer left, so let's see what we can declutter from here. Alright, so here we have a bunch more. I was gonna say a bunch of eyeshadow palettes, but it's just like a lot more eyeshadow. So I have quite a few Odin's eye palettes. So I need to look at these for a second. So we've got this one, which is super pretty. It's a unique color story. And then we've got this one. I think I like this one better. So I'm gonna keep this one and I'm going to declutter this one. The packaging, like, I don't want to get rid of this packaging because it's so cute. Then we have some more Odin's Eye down here. These are like smaller eyeshadow palettes. Like, look at that. Are you kidding me? That is beautiful. This one, 10 out of 10. That one is so pretty. And this one is so, I don't know what to do. Those are all great. I have some Juvia's Place palettes. Okay, let's think about this page. That one's nice. This one is really nice. This one I'm gonna declutter. It's gonna go. I need to get rid of some of my Juvia's Place palettes, but I'm gonna keep those two smaller ones. I have a ton of these Juno & Co palettes, so let me take a look at these. This purple one is so nice. That one is really pretty. Oh. I love this one. I'm definitely gonna keep this one. This is Bombshell. This blue one, I have other blue shadows that I'll probably use. This one I'm gonna keep. And I think I'll go ahead and let these two go. This is very difficult for me. I'm trying so hard to declutter. So I'll keep 2 and get rid of 3. This is a magnetic palette. It has one random eyeshadow in there. I don't even know. Let's see. This is from Colourpop. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this, honestly, because I just don't think I'm gonna use that. I have my Kaleidos palettes back here. I love these palettes. Those are all gonna stay. I have this palette with some single shadows from Laura Los Angeles, along with 2 other empty magnetic palettes, and I definitely don't need both of these, so I'll get rid of one of them and then keep these 2. I've got the Zodiac Love Signs palette from BH Cosmetics. This is absolutely stunning, but I'm gonna declutter it. Okay, Juvia's Place. The Warrior 2, yes. This one, yes. The Zulu, I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. The original Warrior palette, I love that palette. And then the Tribe palette, again, I love this palette, but I think I'm gonna declutter it just to make room. I have this Humongous palette back here, which I did a video on it, and it's pretty cool. Like, there's so many eyeshadows in here. This is the Brazilian Carnival palette. Like, look at that. I feel like I have to keep that for, like, in case I need it. I don't know. I'm probably never gonna need it again, but something inside me wants to keep it. Next, I have this Mixology palette, which was a gift from Mikey, and I'm definitely gonna keep this. Look at these colors. This is absolutely stunning, and this shade right here, are you kidding me? So I'm gonna keep that. I am gonna get rid of the Aurora Light palette from BH Cosmetics. I'm not going to use it. And then, unfortunately, my MTS MUA palette is shattered. I dropped this, like, pretty hard on accident, and it is completely shattered. I don't even want to open it because it's going to get everywhere. So I am going to declutter this, which makes me so sad because I love Georgie, but it's just, it's a mess. All right, so let's see how these fit in here. Alright, so here are the palettes that I'm keeping from this drawer. I realized I actually have like 2 stacks of palettes up high on top of my Alex Stein drawers that I'm going to grab. And we're going to go through those ones as well because they were just not in their drawers for one reason or another. Alright, so I have my REM Beauty palette, which I'm going to keep. I just recently got that to review, and although it wasn't like my favorite eyeshadow ever, I did really enjoy it. I also have another With Love Cosmetics palette. This is the Cocktail palette, super colorful and pretty. Sorry if I sound out of breath. It's because I am. I have a little bit of like a cold, and it's making me like, out of breath. I have this one from Kylie Cosmetics. I'm gonna keep this. This is the, like, her birthday collection, I think. I have this new Ofra palette. This is so freaking pretty. Look at this. Like, yes, I need that. This is the Frosted Glow palette. I think that was their, like, holiday palette. I have a Huda Beauty palette, which I'm gonna keep. I'm just putting these in random drawers because I'm gonna be moving in a couple weeks, so I'm about to pack them up anyway, so it doesn't really matter where they are. But this chocolate brown palette is fantastic. I have the Club Nebula palette. This actually, I don't think is available anymore. I'm gonna double check, so I'm gonna keep it for now, but if it's no longer available, I will declutter that. I have the Candy Skies palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles. That's a must-have. I have the Strawberry Dream palette from Lunar Beauty, another must-have. I have this one from Odin's Eye. This is so pretty. Oh my god, I need to keep it. I have some With Love Cosmetics palettes, the blue one and the pink one. And then I have my With Love Cosmetics glitters. These are the ones that I was referencing earlier. Like, look at that. Look at that. Definite keep. And then I have a few other ones in here along with some like single eyeshadows, so that's gonna stay as well. I'm gonna actually move these up a drawer just so that they fit a little bit better. I have this palette from Too Faced. This is the Natural Matte palette. I really like this palette, so I'm gonna keep it. I have Nudie Patootie, which again, 10 out of 10. I love Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is the Flower Punk palette from Kaleidos. Look at how fun this palette is. I really enjoy this palette, so that one is gonna stay. I also just got this Eternals palette. This is interesting. So I was gonna do a video on this, but I didn't end up doing it because I kind of ran out of time, but here's what it looks like. It's really pretty. I still haven't seen this movie, so please don't tell me what happens, but I do want to see that movie and try that palette out. And then I have a lot more of my Lunar Beauty palettes because I talked about them in a video a few weeks ago. So I have Moonspell Volume 2, Life's a Drag Facelift, and then the original Life's a Drag, as well as the Eternal Eclipse palette. So I'm gonna be keeping all of these, and then the only other palette I have to talk about I'm also keeping. This is, I already know the comments are gonna be like, this is a collection video, it's not a declutter. Which, I mean, if you want to say that, that's fine, but I am decluttering probably like 30 or 40 palettes, so I think that is quite a few palettes, maybe not compared to my whole collection, but this is my job, just remember that. It's not about the volume, but I do try things for a living and I do reviews and videos and things like that, so it is very helpful for me to have a variety of products, which in hand kind of comes with more volume. So anyway, this is the Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos. I hope that did not come across the wrong way. I feel like it might have. I'm not trying to be mean at all, but it's just, you know, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm already apologizing. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put these palettes back. I'm going to gather up the palettes that I am decluttering and you guys can see them all like in one place. Alright you guys, so here are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I am decluttering. I think there's like 47 or 48 of them here. I don't know, you guys can pause and count and let me know. But I just did a rough count and I'm pretty sure it's like 47 or 48. So I'm pretty happy with this, you guys. Here are all of the palettes that I am decluttering. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you guys tomorrow for the last day of Vlogmas. Bye!